Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. I'm a big fan of Kiss Looms. I greatly enjoy mine, and I am cooperating with Kelly at Kiss Looms to make you a playlist of all the basic techniques that you might ever want to know on all of the looms. So welcome and enjoy. Here's our cable developing nicely. The row number 4, where this happens, is the most difficult row to knit over. If you find that it consistently gives you trouble, here's a way to make it easier. I've knitted the purl stitch that goes next to it. Of course, we're going to E-wrap all 4 of the cable stitches, but we could do them 2 at a time, knit both of those over, and now cross these 2 first, hanging that one on a peg to keep it safe. Pin, not peg. Crossing left, over right. Now there's less stress on this than with the all 4 wrapped at once method because the yarn tail is here and it allows this stitch to grow as much as is needed to cross easily. We don't want the stitch to be huge or the cable will lose its texture. So we tighten it back up, I'm tugging on it, after making the cross. But if you cannot get your yarn, and particular yarn choices may cause this, or your personal technique to allow for an easy cable cross even after you've E-wrapped these stitches, doing them 2 at a time may be your solution. 2 at a time as opposed to 4 at a time. It does not look any different from the right side of the fabric. From the wrong side, it does look slightly different, but you're not going to look at the back side of a cable. That strand of yarn would not be quite as it is on the normally crossed cables. It's a little bit longer and looser here than it is here, but that's just no big deal, really. And now we continue with the normal remainder of the pattern. This is a purl stitch and 3 knit stitches to follow. Because our cable pattern is a multiple of 4 rows, we keep repeating rows 1 through 4. We like to do the hat in a multiple of 4 rows. So I've done 24, which is 6 total repeats. You might have done as few as 4 total repeats and have 16. You're probably going to have 16, 20, or 24 rows when you decide it's time to stop with the cable and move to the crown. However, I think it looks nicest to go ahead and do at least 1, preferably 2 more rows without crossing the cable but maintaining the pattern so that we begin with 3 knit stitches, or 2 if you're using the 2 purl stitch version. Then the purl stitch, 1 or 2. Then the 4 knit stitches that were involved in the cable, but we're not going to do any more crosses at this point. And so on across. Just maintain the knit and purl pattern, and I'll turn over the work and show you why in just a second. Row 1 here was just the 4 knit stitches, then row 2 crossed. So to make the pattern symmetrical at the top, you wouldn't really want to end with row 4, this one which was a cross. You'd really like 1 plain row after it at least. So let's do that and get back together when you've done either 1 or 2 plain rows after your cable pattern is completed.